Such a lovely Sunday.
That's true.
The sun is shining. I am super happy. You can feel my energy today.
Definitely, yes.
You know, and also you came fresh from the holiday.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about it today. Not only about your holiday, but also holiday in Germany in general. Yeah, traveling.
Please.
Not only holidays, but traveling.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about Germans' traveling habits. Also, as a foreigner, when you come to here, what do you feel about it? These kind of things, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. So let's get started.
Please, don't shy. You could just wait, because the last two times you open it with a very good question, actually a different question, and
Yes.
I'm just looking forward exactly what are you gonna ask this time.
Before coming here, actually,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it in the car, but honestly, I couldn't really find any. I will ask you these questions during the
Please
podcast.
feel free.
Yeah? But again, we're gonna start with a question, and it's also, I'm gonna ask your humble opinion. Do you think Germans travel a lot?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think actually I read an article a couple of years ago, and one of the countries that actually exports more tourism is Germany. And because Germany actually is the country with the biggest population here in Europe, actually you can feel that difference. Just if you travel somewhere else, I don't know, inside of Europe or outside of Europe, the possibility that in that place you hear suddenly German is quite high.
That is really correct. Because whenever I go, let's say outside of Germany, I hear German voices. Yeah, I don't know, anywhere. Like you go to deserted island in Portugal, you still can hear German voice. How the hell you know this island? Yeah.
Here, because it's the biggest population, okay, they have several interests, and actually here in Germany they have one of the best airports here in Europe. So actually it's very well connected, to be honest. So it's quite easy just to find a relatively okay flight in terms of price to go wherever you want. The connection is here quite good, so you can go to Middle East, Europe, inside Europe, wherever you want. Go to Africa, go to Asia, go to America. When I say America, I mean the whole continent. So it's actually very well connected, so why not?
In terms of that, I have also read an article which says Frankfurt Airport is the most visited airport, second most visited airport in the Europe.
I think after Heathrow.
Yeah.
No, I guess that was before Brexit. And nowadays,
now they're not EU?
Nowadays, I do not know, but I would believe that Frankfurt Airport would be the top one. I do not know. We still have to do that research. Actually, that would be quite interesting. I will have a look at that later.
But it's really interesting. So, which exactly says that German travels a lot. German people travel a lot. Why do you think German people travel a lot? What is the motivation, incentive behind?
To be honest, I think it has to do a little bit with their economy model. German economic boom in the 70s, 80s, when they were growing a lot, okay, they developed a lot of very successful companies that were exporting. And actually, as you know, Germany is one of the biggest exporters in the world in terms of big machinery, actually more engineered products, okay, equipment. And due to that, I think they needed to have a very good connection. They started with those business travels because they were exporting to the whole world. You know, the brand Germany, engineered in Germany, it has a meaning, at least a connotational meaning. If we say, oh, it's engineered in Germany, it must be good. So because of that, they started to travel and, doing sales, exporting, doing businesses. And from that was, let's say, the main driver that push a little bit, let's say, the German people to open their mind and say, okay, let's go have holiday. Okay, let's go outside. Let's go, I do not know, let's go to somewhere in Africa. Let's go somewhere in the Caribbean. Let's go somewhere in Asia, where actually they also have businesses there. So as I said, the connection is pretty good. And they started to do it, like developing little by little. You saw that with the children. Well, the parents, they started doing that because they were working on that. The children, they assimilated that as a normal thing, and nowadays it's quite normal. Right?
That's a valid point. Traveling outside of the Germany for business purpose also can open up your mind. Also, you can find a deserted island in Portugal. But so does this mean that German people nowadays, do they love traveling, or do you think so?
Yes, definitely. I think.
So why do you think Germans love traveling then? I mean, okay, economics is one of the motivation for sure.
Definitely.
Purchase power of the money.
Definitely. And just let me just put here a little bit of put that into a framework. That doesn't mean that other people in another country, they do not like traveling. We're just comparing, let's say, the people, or let's say that the majority of the people that they like to go abroad, they like to go outside of their country. And because Germany, as I said, it's the biggest populated country in Europe, that's where you really notice that. But I think basically it's intercultural. And it's just also like, for sure, there must be also other countries which a big percentage of their population, they go abroad, and even more than Germany. But you do not feel it because those countries are quite small.
You touch a good point.
Yeah.
Because you said it must be a culture, or it became a culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a word in German,
Ah.
Now, maybe you will notice it now.
Really? Yeah, please.
The word is Wanderlust.
Wanderlust.
Strong desire to travel.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest, of course, motivation is economics, because here in Germany, you earn euro, and euro has purchase power. Anywhere in the world, you can go to Turkey, 1 euro equals to 30 Turkish lira, etc. Or you go to Portugal, okay, they have euro, but still the money that you make here in Germany, you make here more euros, even though you spend euros in Portugal still. Also, anywhere in the world, euro has a power, first thing first. Secondly, European Union.
Yes.
You can go anywhere without visa. That is also one thing. And last but not least, German passport, one of the strongest passports in the world. That's true. So all these things actually, I think, are motivating German people to travel a lot. And last but not least, social media.
But social media, that would be something that is affecting that in the last 10 years.
It's not only Germany, but okay. Mm-hmm. Social media is affecting the whole world. Mm-hmm. I think it's really promoting or motivating people to travel all around the world. And you have opportunity, of course. German nation is using this really good.
I fully agree on that. But if I remember, because once I was living also in Netherlands, so that a huge percentage of the people that I met, they have been already abroad. And not one time, that's several times. And the thing is that Netherlands is a relatively small, such a small country. So even though the percentage of the people that have gone abroad is bigger than Germany, you will not see it. And once I was talking with a very good friend of mine, and was telling me and was giving me the same example about China. 10% of the population of whole China decide to travel abroad. It's already more. It's already more 1.5 more than the whole German population, roughly speaking. And that's the thing that I've been trying to say, that we should also take in consideration this factor when we compare it in Germany with the other European nations that they also export, and they also do a lot of abroad traveling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a valid point. The size of the country and economic
it plays definitely a role.
Plays definitely a big role.
And now also discuss about this traveling. Now discussing also that this beautiful weather that is actually quite sunny. I also wanted also to tell you a little bit about it. That last week, which actually I was on holiday with my family, actually here inside of Germany, to be more precise, in Villingen. In Villingen, there's a small city, small town, small area. I would say a small town that actually you go there to do skiing.
Is it Alps?
It's not the Alps, because Alps is south of Germany, and then here in this case we went a little bit northwest of Germany, if I remember well. And there in Villingen is just as I said, a small place, small city to go and do some skiing.
It's interesting because I think we discussed this in the earlier episodes, that winter holidays are really here, let's say, famous in Germany. We have discussed about it. And also, if you look at the travel destinations that German people go, in this list, there is also Austria. Yeah, I think.
In which place is Austria in this list that you're saying?
Okay, Austria is in the 9th place. No,
Mhm.
let me count. First, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
They prefer to go to Spain. Yeah,
Yes.
It's sunny, etc. And then Italy,
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavian countries.
Makes full sense.
Don't ask me why.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes Turkey.
Your place.
Yes, I think mostly those German-Turkish people are visiting Turkey. That's why the statistic is going higher.
That's a very good.
And then Greece, France, then Austria. And I think Austria here in the list just because of this winter holiday. Mostly here from Germany, people go to Austria. I think it's my opinion, but I'm not sure if it is true, correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, audience. I think it's because of the winter holiday. The Alps are really famous for this purpose, and people are just going there to do skiing, etc. And also in the Alps, I've seen a couple of videos.
Yes.
Those famous places are bringing DJs, make like a party.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the après-ski. Yes. Austria is really a big main ski destination for the whole Germany. That one of the main reasons, besides of the culture of this cultural thing to go skiing that the Germans have, but one of the main barriers is the expense. It's really expensive.
Expenses, yeah. I was actually going to ask you this. So let's say I want to go skiing. Yeah, and honestly, I've never went skiing.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know if I want to go because I really don't like cold and all this snow, etc. But I noticed that if you want to do a proper skiing, you have to have these clothes, you have to have this ski
definitely, yes.
things. You put it on your feet. Okay, I'm a foreigner here. Yeah. I saw German people skiing, and I want to. Part of this culture, I want to go to skiing, but I didn't have any experience. I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have any material. How much would it cost me to start skiing in the Alps?
Well, you already know that I have some figures here, but but let's start first with the easiest question. How many days do you want to go? When I wanted to go for the first time ski, I told my wife, okay, only with 2 days is enough. And she told me, no. If you want to go skiing, and that's what all the Germans, they have told me, all the Germans that they do skiing, and they have told me this. If you're going to go skiing, at least you must be there a week. At least. Because when you arrive, it's so much investment in terms of time, effort, and money, just for be there 2 or 3 days. At least be 5 days, 6 days. The whole week would be, let's say, ideal, and that's what the most Germans do. And
I would say 5 days enough for me, because a week.
I know.
Okay, 5 days.
Let's say 5 days. But just one thing, just to be honest, if you're looking for accommodation, sometimes you can only reserve your room for 1 week. You're not allowed to make reservations for shorter periods of time. So that's also one thing that I must tell you. So, but in this case, let's say 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. So I already make some calculations.
Please.
The thing that I'm gonna tell you, it's just about equipment. You don't have equipment, so you have to rent the equipment. So the equipment for around 5 days, cheap, not the super top equipment. I would say you need the skis. You need that, you need this. You need the skis for 95 euros
to rent it out.
To rent them. But if you also that's the skis. Bad. But you need also the boots. The boots that they go inside of the skis.
Man. Okay.
So that increases this amount to 120. Then you would also need a helmet. Definitely you need a helmet, because a helmet once that saved my life. Always wear a helmet. And if you have to also to rent a helmet or buy it, but in this case, let's rent it. It jumps into 154. And then
Okay.
And then you also need this specifically this visor, these glasses that you put into the helmet in order to avoid the sun reflection.
Ooh,
Or on the sun when the sun reflects on the snow.
Mm-hmm.
With that rented, it goes up to 197. Let's round it up, 200 euros, and that's just rent the equipment.
But wait, you didn't
Yes.
tell me the
For the-
costume. Winter costume.
Okay. About the clothing could be a little bit more. You have the jacket, which would be around 150. Then the trousers, snow trousers, that would be another 150. So it's just, so you're jumped to 300 euros plus. With that, let's say you are more or less well covered. Of course, you can also have this warm jacket inside, or for something like the one that I'm wearing, but just of course, but proper for snow. And you pay for this, from 50 to 80 euros per each.
Yeah.
Also, these inside trousers, you also pay around 50 to 80 euros per each. So,
And this is per person.
and that's per person.
If you have a family,
Times the members of your family.
I feel the pain.
Yeah, you can start. So right now, just with the clothes, let's say per person is 400 euros plus rent the equipment, which I already told you we're around 200. So we are only at 600 roughly. Just for the equipment and clothes. In this case, we're considering that clothing, you're gonna keep the clothes for the rest of your life. So that's you just spend only once. Just one very important part.
Really? What is it?
The ski pass.
Do I have to pay for ski pass?
Yes. Well, actually, you have to pay to be able to use the lifts.
My goodness.
Yeah, because you're there. Okay, the mountains are free for everyone. Okay, if you want to go up, be my guest, go up. But of course, that's no fun at all. So you have to take the lifts, and in order to take the lift, you have to buy a card. And usually that those cards, they have different prices. And here it comes, because I just had a look at it on a very popular website in Austria. I will not reveal the name, but just as an average, it doesn't have to be like this because it changes in different places. But let's say a ski pass for 2 days. That means that you can use the lifts the whole day. From 9 to 4 p.m. It will cost 143
per person. My goodness.
For 3 days, 211. For 3 days, 211. For 4 days, 267. And here it comes for 5 days, which that's the target. That's the hypothetical question of you. If you want to go there, 326 euros. The day pass. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be like that. You can also buy kind of half of ski pass. Let's say that you're only allowed to use the lifts from 9 to 12, from 9 to 1. Only during the morning. But nevertheless, so you already have 600 plus 300. On average, you're by 900, and we are not including accommodation, food, and of course traveling from your home to the Alps or wherever you go. So from that, you can add it up.
And that sounds quite expensive to me. If I want to start skiing, as hobby, whatever, I think it's for me at least. From this age, I think it's a bit expensive. And I'm also kind of a person that I don't really like snow, cold. I think I'll pass on that.
And I fully understand you, because at least we Mexicans, we're also not used to snow.
Honestly speaking, that must be really funny to see a Mexican in the Alps trying to skiing. That sounds kind of like really funny.
Funny if you're watching. Of course, I had fun. Let's just summarize this up. Go skiing, I think, is worth it. Okay, try it. It is actually quite nice experience, but be prepared because it could be really, really expensive. More than 2,000 and more.
Yeah, once in a while, why not? So thanks for the information that you prepared. I think it's quite informative. If you, let's say, you have German friends, they ask you to come to the winter holiday. At least right now, roughly, you know what kind of budget you have to spend or you have to have. So to go skiing. Thanks for that. But coming back to the topic,
yes,
there was a survey for Germans that they did. Why are they traveling? So one of the answers, they said getting away from it all, Yeah, another answer is having fun, enjoying oneself, recharging the batteries, and being on the road. It reminds me of a viral video that I've seen on the Instagram or on the TikTok. So this reel says, the title, what to do in Germany. The second footage is leave.
Oh my God, I saw that exactly. Said, okay, the best thing that you can do in Germany, okay, it's leave. Yeah, I saw that. Of course, it's a joke. Please do not take it out personally. We are here. We're not leaving.
But yeah, when I see this answer, getting away from it all, I just thought about this Instagram post. Yeah, the best thing to do in Germany, leave. Anyway, so it's just fun purpose. But still, I mean, I have also other statistics that I wanted to share with you.
Please.
In the European Union countries, they made a list. Which countries travel the most out of the Europe? Yeah, so
they travel outside of Europe.
Exactly.
Okay.
The European countries that travels out of the Europe. What do you think? Which country is the traveling the most outside of Europe? Let me close the statistics first and let you think about it.
If you ask me this, is because I would say definitely Germany, but because you're asking me this, I believe that it's not Germany. So I would go with Netherlands.
Well, let me help you. Please go a little bit up on the map. Go to the north.
Yeah, so Scandinavia. So Denmark, Norway, Sweden.
Exactly.
Norway?
No, Denmark.
Denmark. Oh, really?
Sorry. Sweden.
Okay.
Sweden.
Okay, yeah.
Then Denmark comes second. So 85% of the population in Sweden, they have traveled outside of the Europe at least once. 85.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. 85.
That's a lot.
That is
the other 15% are children that they are.
Let me correct this saying. Yeah, the best thing to do in Sweden, leave the country. That, honestly speaking, that fits in this country because it's cold. Yeah, it's cold and it's mostly gray, and the number of sunny days are, holy crap, it's very few. It's really few. Maybe that's why they are traveling a lot.
I think that's definitely a reason, because not only those countries, but I also have friends here in Germany who actually they travel only in winter. Well, their parents, they travel only in winter, and if you ask them, okay, why do you travel in January, February, and the answer is always the same: they want to get away of the winter. And I think the weather pushes them, motivated to go abroad and to stay, to rent a house somewhere else where the weather is not as cold, or it's a bit warmer, and they spend the winter. And when the winter is over here in this part, or the let's say the main cold zone, then they come back. Makes sense to me.
That makes sense. That makes totally sense. Coming back to the topic, what do you think in this list, the position of Germany?
It should be in the top 10, definitely. But
let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly, 10th position.
The 10th position.
So meaning that 50-50, 50% of the population traveled outside of the European Union.
That's also
at least once. Okay, you might hear a lot of German voices when you go abroad. Only 50% of the country left.
At least once.
At least one. But I don't have any statistics about the households, how many times they leave Germany, etc. There must be a statistic, but I didn't find it. But it's also interesting.
It's actually just for some of these statistics that you found. Is it from which year? It should be from the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's I think 2020.
If it's already
or something.
If it's already 2020, it's already valid for at least from my perspective.
2022, yeah.
It's already valid. But the thing is that Germany falls into that onto the top 10. Let's say onto exactly the 10th position. Actually, I'm impressed. I would say that Germany would be top 2, top 3. to be honest. That's also an interesting fact.
I also thought in this way, but we have to consider the fact that Germany is big, and maybe they don't prefer to go far away, because we are talking about non-EU countries. Yeah.
And to be honest, Europe is a very nice. Well, it has a very, very beautiful hidden places that actually, if you go to Spain, you rent a car and then you just travel through, town by town. You find very nice places to stay, like hidden jewels. That's what we call it in tourism. Or also, if you go to France, which is here around the corner, I think that also Europe offers a lot.
That is correct. Yeah, I fully agree. European Union in this sense, it offers a lot, because when I compare to Turkey, let's say the percentage of the population, how many times they traveled abroad, we don't prefer to go abroad. We have a lot of reasons. Yeah, first of all, purchase power is not that much like Euro. Secondly, I think culturally, this has not developed. I think it's because, let's say, if you want to travel, you travel first the neighbor countries. Yeah, I mean, look at the neighbor countries of Turkey, Syria, in a war, Iraq, in a war. If you go to east side of Turkey, there is also conflict on the east side. Yeah, you go down again, Israel.
It's not better.
You want to go to Russia. Russia started a war in Ukraine. So I think the surroundings are also affecting a lot in this culture. Yeah, and second, last but not least, also.
But just what about Greece?
We cannot go there. I was coming to that part. Let's say I wanna visit Europe. And then the first tackle, visa.
Do you need a visa?
You spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy just to get Schengen visa. That's why in Turkey, if you want to travel abroad, it's kind of a luxury. There are some places and destinations that you can go without visa. For example, Bosnia, Georgia, not the Georgia in USA, but Georgia.
Georgia, of course.
the one close to Russia. Yeah, these East European countries which are not member of European Union. Yeah, so that's because those destinations are also limited. And then what comes next? Flight companies, they know that. And the price of going to that countries are extremely high. That might be sometimes high. Then I can understand, of course, my people, they don't prefer to go abroad because this is an amount of work. A lot of...
and it costs a lot
to do.
It costs a lot. And of course, if you want to go abroad, which is for chilling, for holiday, you don't want to go to this kind of this painful process of bureaucracy, waiting and doing. You're missing one document, please send it another one.
No. They don't. They just decline
or deny
your visa application. Punkt. So I think in this sense, let's say sometimes geography plays a lot of big role when it comes to this kind of culture.
Oof, Tunchai, no, you just surprised me a little bit with this statement, with these facts, because I can understand that partly, because in Mexico, I would not say it's similar, but we have a similar situation in a way. You see, it's Mexico, as I always have said to my friends and family, is kind of a lonely country, because Mexico is just in the
lonely country.
Yes, because it's in the middle of two oceans.
Okay.
So you have the Pacific and you have the Atlantic, or the Gulf of Mexico, and in the middle is Mexico. So we don't have neighbors on the sides. In the south, you have Central America, which is very, very thin, and the countries that are there, actually, the Mexicans, just by cultures, they do not look to that countries as a possible destinations. And in Mexico happens something something a little bit interesting. Mexico as itself is, I would say, is a country which very high developed tourism. So for all the Mexicans that we live there, at least where I come, it's always okay. If we're gonna do holidays, where are we gonna go inside of Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
The mindset is always Mexico. Mexico offers a lot of things. And I forgot to make a research for that or to bring you the numbers, but at least in 2023 it was in the ranking of the top 5 most visited countries in the world in terms of tourism. Top 5, top 10. But at least
let's say if the world is coming to you, why would you go to the world?
let's put it in a way. The thing is that it offers a lot. So you have the places which are really expensive. Let's say more built for external tourism, for Europeans, for the Americans, for Canadians, for example, such as Cancun, that it could be for spring break in Baja California or some other places. But inside Mexico, I think there are plenty of places where you can visit as a local.
Mexico is also a very big country. I think to finish Mexico fully, by visiting, you will need a lot of time.
It's a lot. It's compare that with Germany, it's around 5 times Germany in terms of square kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot. That's one thing. So Mexico offers a lot. And the people, they don't have, okay, why shall I go away or whatever? When I can go here, just drive with a car a couple of hours, you go to the beach, you go to the mountains, you go to the forest, you go to blah. And the other part is, let's say, the United States. United States as the northern neighbor, a very, very interesting thing. And United States, they ask for a visa to Mexicans, as you might imagine. But the thing is, the visa is also really a painful process. I did it once. You have to take an appointment. You get the appointment in, I don't know, in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, maybe a year. And then when you have the appointment, you go there. You have to present all the papers. You also have to say, okay, I'm gonna go to the States because of tourism. In this case, let's put tourism. Then the normal one, I went to tourism. Here are the contracts of my current work with my current company. This is my bank statements. I have enough money. I don't have plan to stay. You have to present a lot of documents in order to show the agents over there, and they evaluate your case. Okay, yeah, this guy may go to United States just to have fun. After that, after this painful process, you get your visa. The good thing of this visa, at least how it was, I don't know how it's exactly today, but how it was, you get this visa for 10 years. So you go through this painful process only once, and then you have the visa, and then you can go there in the next 10 years as much as you want.
10 years, okay.
So 10 years at least that was for me. I got my visa 10 years, then expired. Okay. But I was able to enter the country. No? And but also to go there, peso against the dollar, the purchasing power. You go to the States, a lot more expensive. So not the whole population is a big majority. They do not have access, or they are willing to spend so much money just to go there to the States. When everything costs 2 times more, 3 times more, and then.
Yeah. So why would you leave the country? I think to establish this culture. Visiting or traveling abroad, the culture, many things have to be first completed. First thing first, economical things. The country must be advanced. The country must have purchasing power, and neighbors. Neighborhood is also very important. If your neighbor country is putting so much bureaucracy, I'm talking about USA, of course, then the people have no motivation to visit that country, or let's say neighbor countries have troubles. Then Definitely. You don't want to travel to that country.
But nevertheless, I would say, to travel outside of your own country, I think that's a must. You must do it at least. I know that this is not accessible for everybody. I know that's quite complicated. At least for me and my family, it was not accessible until I was almost 20 years old. So just think about it. During 20 years of my life, I wasn't able to go outside of my country, and it's okay. I understand the reality, but nevertheless, you need to go outside in order to, let's say, to have a different point of view of things, and it helps you to develop. Definitely.
Claro.
Yes.
Tacos
Always.
and Döner Tales.
Tacos and Döner Tales, always a pleasure. So,
Wait.
thank you, Tunchai.
Thank you, Naro.